Hello everybody, how are you? I hope you and your families are all right. To continue what we have seen so far, I would like to refresh your memories by different exercises so as to make a sort of a general revision of what we have studied. So please we start by the following exercises. Follow me please. As you have seen in this table of quantifiers, I'd like to revise carefully this table that it's a sort of revision, countable and countable nouns and the different quantifiers. Example, you put a tick or a clause in the appropriate column. Example, a few apples. It's a few with countable noun. We put a tick. Is it with uncountable? No, it's a cross. It's with affirmative, of course. Negative? No, put a tick. Interrogative? No, put a tick. I have done the exercise for you. Much milk, example, much milk. Is it with countable? No. So it's there is a cross there. Is it with countable? Yes. There is a tick. Affirmative? Yes. Negative? It depends. With negative, yes. With the negative, yes, we put a tick, and with interrogative, yes, how much? With interrogative. Okay, please. A lot of course, with countable and uncountable nouns, and with the affirmative, a lot of food, a lot of coffee, a lot of meat, a lot of juice. So with countable and uncountable, and there is a tick in the negative and interrogative. We have some, any, plenty of. Plenty of is like a lot of. Look, it's with countable and uncountable, and with the affirmative sentences. Then we have many with countable noun. Of course, not we have a cross with uncountable. It's with the affirmative sentences, with in negative, and with interrogative. How many? Then the last one we have a little with what? With uncountable. We have a tick with uncountable, and we have a cross with countable, with affirmative. Of course, not with negative and not with the interrogative. This is a general revision and a very important table to be written in your grammar copybook, please. It's very important. Okay, please. Now we make other exercises. Follow me, please, and listen carefully. The following exercise is about the use of quantifiers. What do you see on the table? We have different food and drink items. So please complete the sentences, use some or any. Of course, we have 5 sentences with gaps. Try to look on the food and drink items on the table and you complete it. Very easy. Yes, what is important is to see whether the noun is countable or uncountable. Example, cheese. Is it countable or uncountable? It's a uncountable noun. Okay, there is gaps. There is gaps. Cheese. Of course, as I have told you, some with countable and uncountable. We can say there is some cheese. Number 2, there are bananas. There are bananas. What can we use? There are some bananas. Of course. There aren't oranges. Are there any oranges on the table? Are there any oranges on the table? No, there aren't any oranges, of course. Negative always followed by any. There isn't coffee. There isn't coffee. There isn't any coffee. There are tomatoes. There are tomatoes. What can we use? There are some tomatoes. So please, what can you notice about some and any? What can you notice? Please read carefully. There is, there are, there aren't, there isn't. What can you see? Is singular and are plural. It means that some it will countable and uncountable, and any with the countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, please try to write these exercises in your exercise book, please. As a sort of revision, is there and are there? Look at the food and drink on the table in exercise 2, the same exercise, and write the question. What is important is to use is or are. Example. Look at the table. There an apple. An apple. What can we use? Of course, we use is. Is there an apple? Is there an apple? Because we ask about singular. Is there an apple? Number 2, water. Uncountable. Uncountable is always singular. We make is there any water? Number 3, cookies, plural. What can we use? Yes, we can use are. Are there any cookies? A pear. A pear. What can we use? Is there a pear on the table? Cheese. What can we use? Singular, of course. Uncountable. We say, is there any cheese on the table? Is there any cheese on the table? It's very important to distinguish between is or are, countable or uncountable. Okay, please. Now look at the picture, the same picture in exercise 2, then match the questions and the answers. Okay. Number 1, are there any bananas? Number 1, is it A, B, C, or D? Are there any bananas? Are there any bananas? It's a D. Yes, there are. Of course. The question like the answer. Is there any tea? Is there any tea? Is there any tea on the table? A, B, C. Yes, it's B. No, I'm sorry, it's C. No, there isn't. The question with singular, the answer should be in singular. Isn't. Number 3, is there any water? Is there any water? A or B? Of course, it's A. Yes, there is. Look at the table. There is water on the table. Are there any oranges on the table? Are there any oranges? It's the last answer. It's letter B. No, there aren't. Okay, please try to make and to repeat the exercise carefully to understand the use of countable and uncountable nouns, please. In the same vein, to revise the use of the auxiliary to do in the negative and interrogative forms with positive and negative answers, we have an exercise. I'll read the structure for you so as to complete it carefully, please. Okay, complete the questions. After that, write true short answers, just short answers. Use do or don't, does or doesn't. Example number 1. Do you speak Arabic? Ahmed, do you speak Arabic? The answer is yes, I do. This is true short answers. Number 1. Start, please. You study French? You study French, all of you. Or Ahmed, I will ask Ahmed. What can I say? Do you study French? The answer is yes, I do. If I ask the whole class, what can we say? Do you study French in Azhar Junior School? What can you answer? You say, yes, we do. Nice. Read question number 2 and try to do it for you. Your mother speak French? Your mother speak French? Third person singular. Remember, what can we use? Does. Does your mother speak French? Of course, if she speaks French, we say, yes, she does. If your mother doesn't speak French, what can we say? We say, no, she doesn't. It depends. Okay, number 3. Your parents live in Fes? Yes, we use the auxiliary do. Do your parents live in Fes? Do your parents live in Fes? Yes, it's a negative answer, of course. We say, no, they don't. Number 4. You and your friends. Ahmed and his friend. You and your friends study science. What can we use? Do you and your friends study science? Of course, you study it. We say, yes, we do. The last question. Your uncle teach English? Third person singular here. What can we add? Does. Yes, of course. Does he teach English? Does your uncle teach English? We don't know. We say, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Next time I will give you extra exercises for the use of do, don't, does, and doesn't. It's very important. Okay, please. Okay, thank you very much. Try to write, please, these grammar exercises in your exercise copybook, please. Thank you very much.